The camera opens on a quiet airplane cabin, soft music playing, sunlight cutting through the window of seat 12F. A man sits there, a little older now, maybe late 30s, his jawline sharp but tired. Next to him, a little girl with curly hair is coloring in a worn-out notebook. Her laughter is gentle, innocent. The man, though, looks out the window, lost in thought, hiding behind a polite smile. His name is Ethan Cole, a single dad, widowed for 3 years, raising his daughter Emily on his own. To everyone around, he's just another tired parent trying to make ends meet. But today's flight is about to change everything. The camera zooms slowly to the aisle. 2 Air Force officers walk past, their uniforms crisp, their badges shining. One of them glances toward 12F and stops mid-step. His face changes, first confusion, then disbelief. He leans toward his partner and whispers something. Then, with a breath, he walks up to Ethan. "Sir," the officer says quietly. "Welcome back, Viper 1. The cabin falls silent. Ethan's eyes lift, his heart freezes. The name, Viper 1, a name he hadn't heard in years. A name he buried the day he walked away from everything. The passengers look around, confused, wondering if it's a prank. But the officer stands firm, hand trembling slightly in salute. Ethan closes his eyes for a second, memories flooding in, jet engines screaming through the desert sky, the voice of his wingman shouting, "Incoming," the explosion that took everything from him. The mission that ended his career. And the promise he made to his dying wife, that he'd never go back. He exhales softly. "You've got the wrong guy, Lieutenant," he says, forcing a smile. "I'm just a dad taking his daughter home." But the officer doesn't budge. "Sir, command thought you were dead. We all did. You saved my brother's life in Syria." Emily looks up at her dad, confused. "Daddy, what's happening?" Ethan kneels, trying to calm her. "Nothing, sweetheart. Just an old story." But fate, it seems, had other plans. Moments later, the pilot's voice echoes through the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've just been asked to make an emergency landing at Andrews Air Force Base. We apologize for the inconvenience." The passengers murmur. Ethan's heart pounds. He knows what's happening, they're calling him in. After all these years, the Air Force has found their ghost. When the plane lands, 2 black SUVs are waiting on the tarmac. A general steps out, gray hair, steel eyes, metals gleaming. Ethan stiffens. It's General Howard, the same man who gave him his last mission, the same man who told him, "You're grounded for good." "Good to see you alive, son," Howard says quietly. "We need you again." Ethan shakes his head. "You don't understand. I have a daughter now. My flying days are over." Howard glances at Emily, then back at Ethan. "So were mine, until my country called me again. Listen, Viper, someone's targeting civilian flights. You designed the only maneuver that can stop them. You're the only one who's ever pulled it off. We don't need you to fight, we need your mind." That night, in a small base room, Ethan sits awake. Emily sleeps in his arms. He looks at her peaceful face and remembers his wife's last words, "Be the man she'll be proud to call her father." He closes his eyes. Maybe this was his chance, not to fight, but to protect others so no child would lose a parent like Emily did. The next morning, Ethan walks into the command room. Every officer stands at attention. He's not in uniform, but when he speaks, the room listens. "Let's stop them," he says simply. What follows is a tense sequence, the kind that keeps the viewers on the edge of their seats. Screens flicker, pilots ready up, and in the air, F-22s roar to life. Ethan guides them through the operation remotely, voice steady, calculating every second. Then, a missile locks onto a passenger plane. The new pilots panic. "Brake right, bank 90, now pull the Viper roll." Ethan shouts through the headset. It's the same move that once saved hundreds of lives. And now, under his command again, it saves hundreds more. The mission succeeds. The enemy is neutralized. The world will never know the name, Viper 1, but the pilots do. And so does the man who looks down at his daughter afterward, her tiny hand clutching his. Later, as he's leaving the base, one of the young pilots runs up and salutes. "Sir, you saved us all. You saved my family." Ethan smiles faintly. "Then I did my job." He walks away, holding Emily's hand, the sunset glowing behind them. No medals. No headlines. Just peace. Before the screen fades to black, Emily looks up at him. "Daddy, Were you really a hero? He smiles. No, sweetheart. I'm just your dad. The final shot lingers on his seat number 12F, empty now. The narrator's voice comes in softly. Heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes, they sit quietly in seat 12F, carrying a past the world has forgotten, and a heart that never stopped serving. Then the music swells, emotional and inspiring.